Shalom, Yahweh Shem, Yahweh Shai, honor and praises to Yahweh, the God of Israel, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. After that, all those that labors in this truth. And saying that, let's go to the book of 2 Peter, chapter 2, verse 12. Wherefore I would not be negligent to put you always in remembrance of these things. And the things that I'm gonna be discussing throughout this series of videos are the things that you all need to know and understand. Okay? Though you know them and be established in the present truth. So when you go to the media outlets, you get an idea or a basic understanding of what this political game is about. Understanding the agenda and the terminology that they use to promote their wicked ass agenda. Okay, and the first thing we're going to get into and we're going to discuss that you all need to know and understand is politics and religion. Okay, because see, it was said politics and religion don't mix, and that's a false statement, because they do mix. It's just the lack of understanding, or they don't want you to know what it's about, because you'll start to wake up and you'll start to see and understand what life is about. Okay, because see, understand, religion and politics is a part of life, and it's a part of man. Okay, it was here in the beginning. Okay, in fact, let me get Galatians. Let's go to the book of Galatians, chapter 5, verse 17. For the flesh lusts against the spirit. Now when it says the flesh lusts against the spirit, that flesh is symbolic, and it's symbolizing a philosophical system of human rule. Okay, that's what the flesh represents, a philosophical governing system. Okay, for the flesh lusts against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. Now when it says the spirit against the flesh, now that spirit symbolizes a divine religious system. Okay, see, so you have the flesh represents a philosophical system, and the spirit represents a divine governing system. Okay, now let's read that again. Galatians chapter 5, verse 17. For the flesh lusts against the spirit, which is the philosophical system, and the spirit lusts against the flesh, which is a divine system. And these are contrary to one another, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. Meaning, that's where the politics come in at. Okay? See, politics means a debate or conflict between individuals or parties. Okay? So in this case, in Galatians 5, it's a debate. Okay? Either to follow a philosophical system or a divine system. Okay, and it started in the beginning. Let me go to 1 John chapter 2. We're gonna start at verse 16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. Meaning that since the Garden of Eden, Adam was in that high being, right? He was above, he was high. So once he fell, that brightness was gone. That light was gone. Okay, so he was more in the flesh. Okay, so that's where the debate comes in at. Okay, it is what it is, and that's what politics is. It's a debate. Okay, it is what it is. See, so this two-part system, a divine system and a philosophical system, is a part of man, and life is built on that. Kingdoms and households, life is built on politics and religion. Okay, for instance, your household, right? When you run your household on a two-party governing system. Okay, your divine system is what your religious belief. Okay, now you carry that out in a philosophical human rule okay, institution of governance system, because your rules of the house is what you call politically your legislations. Okay, now what company can do, can't do, what the children can and cannot, what's appropriate and not, all those are statutes and ordinance, right? See, so you run your house on a political governance system. Okay, now that governance system is called the monarchy system, and that monarchy system been here since the beginning. Okay, because the monarchy is one man rule. See, so even though you're in a two-parent home or a single-parent home, that's a monarchy system, governance system. Okay, same thing with a country. A country is ran on a two-part governance system. You have a religious governmental system and you have a philosophical governmental system. Okay, and these two systems makes up a kingdom. Okay, so when Nancy Pelosi say Donald Trump divided America, she wasn't talking about skin color. She basically was talking about the levels of government, the difference of government, and that's what you all need to know and understand, the terminology that these politicians be using. Okay, see, so religion and politics is one legal system that's divided into two, right? You have a divine system. Now that divine system is what we call politically theocracy. Okay, and what is theocracy? And this is called theocracy. Biblically, they are called the commandments. Okay? Politically, this is called theocracy. Biblically, they are called the commandments. This is theocracy. The commandments politically is called theocracy. Now, the meaning of theocracy, the definition of theocracy is a divine intervention. A clergy group of men rule through this divine intervention. Okay, so when I mean by the divine interventions, it's the encounter that Moses had on Mount Sinai. Okay, that he had on Mount Sinai. So let's go to the book of Exodus, the 24th chapter, and then we're gonna hold that, and then we're gonna go to the Exodus. Then we're going to go to Exodus 32. Exodus chapter 24, verse 15. And Moses went up into the mount, and the cloud covered the mount. Now, when it says that cloud, it's not talking about a rainstorm cloud. All right? So let's get this understanding out the way. What it's talking about basically are them chariots. What man call UFOs. All right, let's read that again. Exodus, the 24th chapter, verse 15. And Moses went up into the mount, and the cloud covered the mount, and the glory of the Lord abode upon the Mount Sinai, and the cloud covered it 6 days, and the 7th day it called out unto Moses out of the midst of that cloud. Verse 18. And Moses went into the midst of the cloud and got him up into the mount. Now what it means by got him up. See, got him up is a noun. And that basically means to shoot. See, so he shot him up into the mount. So in other words, he was beamed up. He was pulled up into that mount. Okay, let me hold that and let's get I'm gonna hold this too. Let me get the book of Acts to get a better of being shot up. Okay, so let's go to the book of Acts, because Moses was shot up, he was pulled up. Okay, let's go to Acts, the 1st chapter, verse 6. When they therefore were come together, meaning the disciples, they asked him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore the kingdom to Israel? Because they thought that when he came back, the end of the world was going to take place. Okay, now let's go down to verse now let's go down to verse 9. And when he had spoken these things, while they beheld. See, so he was talking. While they was talking, they beheld. Okay, now what is beheld? Beheld is what? Basically, you stare or gaze for X amount of time. So you behold, so you hold that vision. You hold that for X amount of time, right? Let's read that again. Acts chapter 1, verse 9. And when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up. What? He was taken up. What? He was taken up, and the cloud received him out of their sight. That would sound like a UFO to me. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay? Understand that Moses was gathered up into that mount. Okay? Let's go back. Exodus, the 24th chapter. Let's finish up verse 18. And Moses went up into the midst of the cloud and got him up into the cloud, means pulled him up. He beamed him up into the cloud. And Moses was in the mount 40 days and 40 nights. So let's go over to Exodus, the 31st chapter. Let's go to verse 18. And he gave unto Moses, when he had made an end of communion with him upon Mount Sinai, 2 tablets of testimony, tables of stone written with the finger of Yahweh. And the 2 tablets, these are the 2 tablets. Okay? The 2 tablets is broken into 2 parts. Okay? The first tablet is what we call a divine legal system. Okay? This is divine legal system. This is what you call your religious belief, because 1 through 5 deals with man and God. Okay? So this is your religious belief system. Now this religious belief system, along with the commandments, is what you call capitalism. Okay? That's what you call capitalism. All right, now capitalism represents theocracy. Okay, now theocracy is a divine intervention, and a clergy group of men rule through this divine intervention. It's the Catholic Church. Okay, because the Catholic Church controls basically all the doctrines that's here in America and across the globe. Okay, during the Renaissance, you had the what? New Age movement, the replacement theology. When the in the history books, what they say, the pilgrims, they came over here for religious belief. Okay, because the Roman Church was beheading millions of people, so they came over here. So that's why America is filled with denominations of churches: Baptist, Methodist, Pentecostal, Holiness, but they all the same. Okay, it is what it is. Okay, now that theocracy, not only is it divine intervention, but the clergy group of men that ruled through that was David, okay, was Solomon, and YHWH. Okay, and Joshua kept the commandments when they was in the desert. All right, now this theocracy, politically, biblically, is called commandments, statutes, and ordinances. Right now, the commandments is basically the philosophical part of the commandments is what we call capitalism. Because see, capitalism is a economic system. Okay, meaning it's an economic system. Profit, production, and operation for means of profit, meaning that owning your own business in a chain of stores, that's a blessing, and that's a gift from Yahweh, God Himself. Because God Himself is a capitalist. Okay, let's get Luke. Let me get to the let's go to Luke, the 10th chapter, verse 7. And in the same house remain, eating and drinking such things as they give, for the labor is worthy of his hire. Go not from house to house. Now when it says the labor is worthy of his hire, meaning that you get paid for what you're worth. Okay, so if you don't know how to color, if you don't know how to paint, why should I pay you $300 to paint my house when you don't know how to paint? But if you do paint my house, I give you what? Maybe $120 and a plate of food. And that's a blessing, because that $120 in that plate could have went to somebody else's stomach and pocket. Okay, so to work with your hands and to generate money, that's a blessing. Okay, let's get let me get Ecclesiasticus, the 5th chapter, verse 19. Every man is to whom Yahweh God hath given riches and wealth, and hath given him power to eat thereof, and to take his portion, and to rejoice in his labor. This is the gift of God. See, that's the gift of Yahweh. Okay, to rejoice in your labor, to work with your hands. That don't mean go to everybody's house begging for food and money to work. Okay, he not saying that, but to own your own land, to generate money, that's what's up. Okay, because God, Yahweh himself, is the capitalist. Listen to what YHWH said to the disciples. Let's get John. Let me get John 15th chapter. Let's get verse 7. If ye abide in me, and my words abide in you. Now the words that's abide in you are those statutes, commandments, and ordinances. Okay? Let's read that again. If ye abide in me, and my words, which are the commandments, abide in you, you shall ask what ye will, and it shall be done unto you. Okay, and he illustrated that again. Let's go to the book of Matthew, the 6th chapter, verse 33. But seek ye first the kingdom of Yahweh. Now when it says seek the kingdom, basically he's talking about the politically bureaucracy, that religious governmental system that's going to come. Okay, let's read that again. But seek ye first the kingdom of Yahweh and his righteousness, which are those commandments. All these things shall be added unto you. When you seek Yahweh and those commandments, things be added unto you. In fact, listen to what Yahweh asked Solomon whether he wanted, right? And Solomon wanted the commandments. Okay, he wanted the commandments because Yahweh asked him what he wanted. Let's get 2nd Chronicles, the 1st chapter, verse 7. In the night did Yahweh God appear unto Solomon, and said unto him, ask what I shall give thee. And Solomon said unto Yahweh, thou showed great mercy unto my father David, and hast made me to reign in his stead. Now, O Lord, let thy promise unto David my father be established. Verse 10. Give me now wisdom and knowledge, that I may go out and come in before these people. Verse 11. And Yahweh said unto Solomon, because this was in thy heart, and thou hast not asked riches, wealth, or honor, nor the life of thine enemies, neither yet asked long life, but hast asked wisdom, knowledge for thyself. Thou hast made us judge my people, over whom I have made thee king. See, so basically Yahweh told him that you didn't ask for no riches, you didn't ask for anything. Only thing that he wanted was those commandments, them promises that he made to Abraham, Isaac, okay, and David. All right, it is what it is. That's what he wanted. And a lot of y'all pray for material things, but y'all don't pray to keep the commandments, to be strengthened in the commandment. Y'all rather be strengthened in money to get a house. Verse 12. Wisdom and knowledge is granted unto thee. And you heard what Yahweh said. Wisdom and knowledge is granted unto thee, and I will give thee riches and wealth and honor, such as none of the kings that have had been before thee, neither shall there any after thee have thee alike. Meaning that when you seek the commandments, all things gonna be added unto you. Money, riches, wealth. Okay, Yahweh is a capitalist. Okay, understand that America is a capitalist country. Okay, America is not a socialist country. All nations come to America and get money. Okay, because America is known as the land of milk and honey. Okay, see, so not only that Yahweh is a capitalist, but also capitalism is the institution of slavery. Okay, so let's go back to the book of Romans. Romans, the 6th chapter, verse 15. What then? Shall we sin because we are not under the law, but under grace? God forbid. Know ye not that to whom you yield yourselves servants to obey, his servants are ye to whom you obey? Now when it says servants, that means slave, okay? Or another word for slave, another word for handmaid, okay? It is what it is, okay? Let's read that again. Know ye not that to whom you yield yourselves servants to obey, his servants are to whom you obey? Rather sin unto death, which is meaning a philosophical ideology, views of this world, or of obedience unto righteousness. And the righteousness are those statutes, commandments, and ordinance, which is called theocracy, a divine system. Okay? Let's go down to verse 22. But now, being made free from sin and become servants to Yahweh, ye have the fruit of holiness and the end of everlasting life. Okay? See, so you're not free, and y'all think that you are free. You're not free. You either a slave to righteousness or you're a slave to unrighteousness. It ain't no in between. Okay? Okay, let me get Psalms. Let's go to Psalms 116, verse 16. O Lord, I am truly thy servant. What? O Lord, I am truly thy servant. I am thy servant and the son of thy handmaid. Ooh. Okay? It is what it is. Alright, let's get let me get Hebrews. Now let's go to 1 Corinthians. Let me get 1 Corinthians chapter 10. Where we at? 1 Corinthians 10:21. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 21. Ye cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils. Ye cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and the tables of devils. Okay? See, so you can't sit and have it both ways. Okay? You can't. It's either you hot or either you cold. Okay? It is what it is. Let's get Matthew. Listen to what Christ said. Matthew, the 6th chapter. Let's get Matthew 6, verse 24, right? No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate one or love the other, or else he will hold to one and despise the other. Okay, it is what it is. All right, it is what it is. See, so religion and politics is one legal system, right? Now it's divided into two. You have a divine system, and that divine system what we call politically theocracy, right? Biblically they're known as the commandments. Okay, now theocracy is also an institution known as capitalism. Okay, and capitalism is an institution of slavery. All right, see, so I got to get ready to get up out of here. Catch you on a part 2. Shalom.